Hi. I'm going to let everybody get into the room. So if you guys are hashtag replay gang, go on ahead and check the comments or the description box below so you can see when the video starts. I'm going to put me on mute. Until then. Renee, I got your Zelle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't see it until after the live yesterday. So thank you so much, Renee. Hi, everybody. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Monique. Hi, Miss Rooks. Hi, A Ford. Hi, Wezzy. Hi, Gio. And my son is up. What's your email? Okay, cool. It is just call me Wah. You see it on the screen, Gio? Just call me Wah at gmail.com. Let me bring up just call me Wah so I can send you the link. I'm right now trying to cross promo on Instagram to tell people to come to Instagram. That's what I'm doing. Okay, just call me Wah is up, so I'll be able to see it. If you guys want to join, let me know when you email me what couple you would like to talk about. It's so much easier that way. Thank you to Mo for suggesting it. Emma was a longtime fan of Just Call Me Wah, or supporter. I shouldn't say fan because that sounds weird. Supporter of Just Call Me Wah, and so she suggested that I do that, and I think it's a great idea. Okay, Luola Butterfly. Hello, Dedria. Hello, call me Miss Gray. Hi, Barbara. Hey, Babs. Okay, you didn't tell me to call you that, but like I love that. Angela, hello. Welcome. Kansas City. Yeah. Yes, we all hate Bilal along with the rest of the world. Girl. This is Seeking Sister Wife though, right? I hope I put that. Chocolate Delight or Chalk Delight. Hello, JW. Hi, Angie. Hey. Okay, so let me do my thing. I'm going to put it on mute. Everybody bear witness to that. Okay. Thank you so much, Amanda. Welcome. Oh, okay. Great, Angela. Thank you for clearing that up. All right, Gio, let's see where you at. Okay, Angela Hughes would like to talk about, oh, look at Angela, girl. Okay, I love them glasses, sis. I love the gold around them. I love the hair. Yeah, Leah is not for these people. Can we talk about this? Yes, we can. We absolutely can. So I'm going to bring you in, Angela. I'll send you the link right now, but we're going to talk about invite, copy to clipboard, and then we're going to talk about Leah and the Merrifields. Yes. This is what I would like to. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Gio, email me at justcallmewah@gmail.com. And then I'll put you in queue. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We got 50 people in this room. It's cool. We're going to start at 8 minutes in. Have my fan blasting because it is hot in here. So take off all your clothes. No, don't. I mean, you could do whatever you want to do in the privacy of your home. I will not be taking off all my clothes. Let me do this. Let me go. I'm so grateful not to have allergies, but sometimes the nose still runs. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife, Season 4, Episode 3, clipped my butterfly wings. Girl, I don't know. It was something that Bina had said that they took to make the title of the episode, which I did not understand, did not get. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV show such as 90 Day Fiance, Love Off the Grid, Love After Lockup, and now Seeking Sister Wife, and sometimes Married at First Sight, girl. Married at First Sight is a commitment, though. It's a long episode. So if you guys are all interested in my content, please go ahead and subscribe. If you would like to give this video a thumbs up and share on any social media platform that you deem fit, that would be awesome. Right down below is any way, if I make you laugh, if I give you the hee ha-has and you have a couple of dollars to spare, I do have ways that you can tip me. For those of you guys who are international, you can do so with the thank you like button or something in this thing. I don't know, girl. I'll put it on because the international girlies were like, we don't have any way of supporting you, Wah. Put your super chat back on. So I did for the international girlies and boysies. So there's that. If you would like to join the conversation, you can go ahead and email me here at Just Call Me Wah. You have to tell me, though, what couple you want to talk about so we can keep it concise and we can keep it going and we can keep it moving. All right. So right now, backstage, we have a very special guest. She has got amazing glasses on and she has a wonderful, wonderful blue head wrap. Okay. So we are matching each other right now. Angela, girl, I see you laughing, girl. I see you, sis. I see you. Okay. So I'm going to bring in Angela in just a few. And hello to everyone in the room real quick. Let's say hi to Jana because Jana's the OG. Jana Lynn, thank you so much for being here. And Roshni, hello. Thank you so much, Roshni. All right, so let me get my pictures queued up of these fools. Do I have pictures of the Eps? I do have pictures. No, we're not marigolds, not the Eps. Where are the marigolds at? Where are the marigolds at? There they are. All right. So let's bring in Angela. Angela, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All righty. Bringing in Angela. Hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Ooh, love the artwork in the back.
Thank you. That was based off one of my wedding photos.
Oh, yes. Hot mama. All right. So first couple that we are going to talk about right now are the Merrifields, which is Danielle and Garrick. And this is a picture of the Merrifields with their potential sister wife, Leah, who, I mean, I told you last episode, in this episode, I feel exactly the same. She doesn't need them. I mean, she could do bad all on her own.
Yeah.
Angela, what do you have to say about the Merrifields this episode?
So, couple of things. First things first. Leah mentioned when they were cooking, she said, I seasoned the hell out of that chicken. I was like, okay, girl, let's, bring in the Tabitha Brown seasoning. I'm here for it. Okay. But when they sat down to eat the chicken, I was like, Danielle, are you cutting the chicken or are you sawing wood to build a new table? Like, Garrick, did you re-kill the chicken while it was on that Airbnb grill? Like, did you need some hickory smoked wood chips or something? What happened with this chicken that she was? I mean, did you see her? She was literally like, So that was one thing. But I don't know if it's just me, but this keep sweet, no sudden movement voice that Garrick has is too much for me. When they were sitting at the dinner table talking, and he's like, yeah, 30 hours, that might be like the max. I was thinking to myself, like, why? What is this tone that you're using? Like, are you scared of this girl? Like, what is this tone? I can't figure this out. I don't know if that's their religious practice, because I've been watching the Keep Sweet and Obey documentary.
I heard you say that. I was going to talk about it. Let me set the scene. Let me go back a little bit. So with the Merrifields, we start off with Garrett having a tearful end of a conversation with Bert. And I don't know about you, I want to support seeing men cry, specifically and especially Black men. But in this instance, I didn't feel like it was worth the tears. And Garrett is a little too soft for me. And like, he just, any kind of masculinity. I imagine if Leah saw that, she probably did go up to him and like rub his back. But at the same time, he's there to see her. So he can't be crying over no other girl. Okay, no other wife that is choosing to not come here. Now, unless they specifically give me more details about why Bert isn't in the US, besides the fact that her mother is ill, like, I need to know, is she the only person that can take care of her mother? Is there going to be a situation where her mother is like in the last stages of life, and so she's there to support? But it just feels right now like a choice, and that Bert just isn't here. So it's weird. I mean, not weird to have them crying, and I'm glad that they're able to show their love, but it didn't endear me to Garrick at all. So Leah consults him in the kitchen, and then she helps him season the meat, as Angela stated. And she's like, I like my meat seasoned. And we all clocked it. Every Black person was like, absolutely. We clocked it. Every Black person and every like Latino. Okay. We're all like, season the meat. She says that she wants to see if she has a vibe with Garrick, and I think that's a good idea to do. But Leah also states that she sees Danielle as a gatekeeper. And that happens after she's having a conversation with Danielle about how they maneuver bringing another woman into house. Angela, do you have anything to say about the fact that Danielle, being a gatekeeper?
Yeah, so I totally agree with her on that. And this is really one of the biggest reasons why I feel like I agree with your sentiment last week when you said you like her, but you don't like her for them. So Leah, because she was actually raised in this lifestyle, I want to say they mentioned that in the very first episode, Leah has more of a freestyle approach to it. Just seems like she has more of a freestyle approach to life. And the Merrifields, I think because of Danielle's insecurity that she fasted and prayed about, I think that this is her way of having a say in what goes on and how this process goes. And this is her way of being more comfortable with the whole thing. I can definitely tell that Danielle is happy that Small Wife has not made it to the United States, whether that's by choice or, requirement. But at the same time, my biggest reason for saying, for agreeing that she's not for them is because, one, homegirl is too opinionated for them. On top of that, I truly believe Danielle is scared of Leah. And I see that leading to something down the line. I don't think Leah would physically hurt her, but her opinionated, outspoken personality, Danielle does not have the fight in her to even go up against Leah. See, with Small Wife, Bert actually told her, sister, we had sex. I don't remember if it was the first night or whatever it was. Bert disclosed that to her. I see Leah being like, girl, that ain't none of your business. What me and my man did or whatever. I don't think Danielle has that fight in her soul to go up against her.
Yeah.
It's not for them.
I agree with you. I also think that I didn't like the comments that they were making about Leah's personality, because now I feel like it's not a safe place for Leah as a Black woman, because they're like, oh, she's aggressive. And I didn't say this, but they said other words that lead me to believe that they think that she's aggressive. This whole
Yes.
outspoken business, this whole, what did I put? Leah's boldness has the potential of being contentious in their
Yes.
relationship. And I found that to be just really disheartening to hear from somebody who would like to open their home to bring in different women. He said at the max 5. He said the max 5. And I'm like, so you need everybody to be quiet and docile and sweet, and keeping sweet, or keep sweet, as Angela referenced, is another one of the many documentaries on Netflix or anywhere talking about the fundamentalist LDS Church, which is an offshoot or the original church of Latter-day Saints for the Mormons. And so if you guys know, there are two schools of thought, maybe more, but two that I really understand when it comes to polygamy. There is the religious aspect of it, and then there's just the non-religious aspect of it. And I think the religious aspect is rooted in the fact that to bear fruit and multiply is to have as many children as possible, as many women. And mainly, and this is with any religion that wants women to have as many children as they can physically bear, is because you need people in your religion. And so how do you get people in your religion? You have them born into the religion. And if you can get as many women in your religion pregnant to have as many babies so that you have a lot of people in that religion, the Mormon church grew hella fast. Okay. This is a new ass church from like the 1800s. So
Yes.
like for them to be as big and as powerful as they are right now, a lot of babies had been born in. Okay. And then when it became like, when they wanted to become more in the forefront of American society, they had to assimilate to what the majority of the Christian sects were doing, which is not polygamy. It was only one person. So they switched to that, and then they ostracized those who didn't want to leave the old ways. Anyways, that's just a little bit of backstory. So like what we have with this is that we have people who to me are not Mormon. They have never claimed that they were Mormon, but maybe that could be that they actually were Mormon, and when they chose to do polygamy, or when God planted it into Garrett's head from polygamy, that's why the family was so upset and disowned him, because they were truly going against like something that the Mormon church is, like their little stepchild that they have on the side. So it's interesting because I believe that Leah was probably born into a polygamous family that was not religious. That was probably more so like the Epps family, and I don't know what the Epps family, they're working on their boundaries right now, so we won't go into that. But I just think it's really interesting that he feels like she's not even being combative. This is somebody who is used to the lifestyle. So you would think that they would be like, oh, great, we don't have to convince this person. This person has information and understanding in a way that we do not. Maybe we could take something from her, but they're looking at those red flags. The fact that she wants to work and have her own career. Girl, like if it wasn't acceptable in polygamy anywhere, then Leah wouldn't be doing it. But it obviously is acceptable to her. She wants to have a career and go back to school. And they're like, well, you're not going to be home enough. And I'm like, home enough for who and for what? Because if Bert has kids, then Bert will take care of her kids. Danielle can help. And Garrett's like, I make more than enough. It's like, girl, it's not about that. It's more so about the independence. It's about being able to do what you want to do, but still serving the family. I mean, I did think it was a little weird that she said I work 8 to 12 hours a day. I shouldn't have to come home and clean and cook. And I'm like, yes, you should not on those days, but you should cook and clean on days that you're not there, especially for this family unit. I did find it a little triggering for that. And I do think you're correct about Danielle not really. She says, oh, Leah's a lot like me. And I said, like, who, where?
I was like, girl, okay, way to clean it up, Danielle. I was like, girl, it's that y'all are absolutely nothing alike. And to your point, with her coming from this lifestyle, it really makes me wonder with her growing up, like, did they have, women that handled the cooking and cleaning, and then there were women that took care of the children, and the men did a specific thing. For some reason, I'm getting like compound, I can't think of the word, type vibes from Leah, where she grew up in a particular community setting where everybody may have chipped in. And I mean, I work every day and I don't want to cook and clean when I always when I come home. So I understood that, but I just feel like again, Leah is just too much. I see too much conflict down the line with them. And in fact, I actually see Leah kind of being set out by those people because she doesn't want to conform to them. And they're already, like you saying, using some buzzwords with, yes, she's very outspoken, she's very bold, things like that. And they're not. And truth be told, Bert can't be outspoken and bold because she don't even speak the same language as them. So how's she gonna be outspoken and bold? You know, they using a translator app, and we all know how these translator apps can work out. So I really feel like, you know, that's why Leah is not for them, honey. She's not.
She's not. I don't think she is at all either. I really, really was. It was just like she's more dominant than Garrick. So how could she be in a relationship with someone who's supposed to be the head of the household, who she's more dominant than? And I think that this was a weird. I mean, I'm happy that Leah got to be on TV and we got to see her beautiful melanated skin and her natural hair and her, you know, roaming around like normal with these two squares. But like, she is not for this family, and as fast as she can get out of here, I don't want to see her with them anymore. I just like, nah, I'm good on it. I'm good on it. So
where do they live? Don't they live in like Colorado or Utah or something?
They live somewhere in the middle where they can have large swaths of land.
Girl, Leah don't even look like she would blend into that environment.
Community, none at all. None at all. So yeah.
Twist your dreads now, girl. Who's gonna
Bert. Bert's gonna do it. So
well, thank you so
much. So I think, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to ask your opinion on something and I forget. So yeah. Oh, Renee jumped in and said that she doesn't think that Danielle is gatekeeping because they all have to agree on future wives. And I will say to that, Renee, not every polygamous family does that. Like, for instance, the Mormon Church, the LDS, the fundamental LDS, they don't get to choose who the next wife is. The prophet gives it to them. Gives them the wife. So in not every polygamy structure do all the women have to agree. It would depend on how the first wife and the husband or however set it up to begin with. And so if Garrick and Danielle's rules are no sex, but theirs is also supposedly based in religion, and so it makes sense that they would want not to have any intimacy before they make a choice. But then you have other couples who feel differently. And I mean, it would just depend on whether or not, yes, the women need to get along. However, I imagine that there's some polygamous groups where the women don't have to live in the same house. If they got it like that, they could all, you know what I'm saying?
Which I totally agree with.
Yeah. I think it actually is nicer if the women don't have to live in the same house. Now, if you guys saw Big Love, them women's didn't live in the same houses.
I love Big Love. I'm like, I don't see the problem with that. That seemed kind of ideal.
And those women fought all the time in Big Love. So to even
those women had jobs.
Yes. So to pretend like, or to say that like polygamy is one way is not necessarily the same way everybody practices it. All right, Angela, anything else that you would like to say about these couples?
No,
okay.
That was a lot, honey. I've said a mouthful. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome. I want to thank you for being brave enough to come on and put on your video. It's only you and Miriam who've ever put their video on, but thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Okay, you guys. So I see what y'all are saying. Hi, Zelle. Hello, everybody. I'm going to give you the link right now, Gio, and tell me who you want to talk about. Hold on. I hope you said it already in the email you sent me. That way. Okay, let's talk about, you're going to come in, Gio, and I want you to talk about Garrick real quick. And then we're going to move on to Nick and his ladies. All right, I just sent Gio the link. Okay, Gio and Zelle are fast friends. Yeah, keep it sweet. Okie dokie. So let me see who we're going to talk about. Let's actually just start talking about April and Nick, and then we'll have them jump in. Okay, so next couple we're going to talk about is April, Nick, and Jennifer. Now, as you recall, they are courting a woman whose name I do not remember, and it is the next morning, and Nick has woken up with a little bit late with the new 21-year-old woman. And guys, oh, I didn't even take notes on Nick and them. Okay, well, no notes for them. You guys, tell me why Jennifer and April got in the bed with them after they had what? So I guess Nick and the girl had sex, and then after they were done doing whatever, and it was time to go sleepy time. Tell me why April and Jennifer then got into the bed and they all slept in the same bed, in that little queen size bed. I mean, you slept in the post-coital bed? Did we change the sheets? Did we air out the room? It's too much. All right, you guys, let's welcome to the stage. You all know him. His name is Gio. He has his own channel here on YouTube. Let's get his opinion. Hello, Gio.
Well, how you doing? Hey, this beautiful wine. How you doing today?
How
But
good?
yeah,
How are you?
I'm doing blessed just over here feeding my son real quick. But I got enough time to talk about You said you wanted me to talk about Garrett real quick.
Yeah, do Garrett real quick, and then you'll move on to Nick.
Now with Garrett, it's my honest opinion. I don't like the fact that Garrett tries to make everything go around Roberta instead of like he should treat Danielle like Danielle's been there since day one. Like, did you see it? Like how he did the easy swap off, like when he like last season when he basically just had Danielle divorce him in court, and then he turns around and treats her like he's nothing. He did the same kind of thing with Nick and them did. Like he had her at the Danielle at the hotel in the other room, and then they went in there and had sex or whatever,
Mhm.
and then brought in Danielle. Like she was hurt from that. Like I don't know. He's like putting Roberta first, and I don't understand why he would do that. I think that he's not really in love with Roberta. I think that he loves what Roberta looks like. You see what I'm saying? Like where she's from, like in her body, by her body shape. He don't really care for really Roberta like love. Like he just crying because he missed, that box. That's all what he crying about. Like let's just be real. She must have put it on him because Danielle wasn't giving it to him like that. But
I agree.
when he got some of Danielle, yeah, he was hooked. That's why he crying and stuff because he ain't gonna be able to handle now. He not gonna be able to handle Leah. Leah's very outspoken. Did you see what she said at that table when she was like, she was like, I'm a nurse, and he was like, I need somebody to stay up. She was like, oh no, that won't work. I like how outspoken Leah is. She was like, that ain't gonna work. I'm a nurse. I work 12 to 15 hours in the hospital every day. I was like, she wasn't going for it because you got to think about it. Leah's very independent, but she's used to this polygamy lifestyle, but she's still independent. That's why she's been there herself for so long. And Garrett was like, oh, that's a red flag. But everything Garrett does is a red flag. Like when he was basically, he only sucked up to bringing Leah into this relationship because of Danielle chose Leah. Other than that, I don't think he's really attracted to Leah like that. Like seriously, I don't think so.
Oh, good take on that. You think Danielle was like, I want to know black people. I think black women are stunning. Let's bring
Yep.
one in.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like he has treated Danielle poorly, or at least she has behaved as though she's being treated poorly. The fact that she's had
Hmm.
to starve herself and pray all day in order to be okay with this lifestyle is a red flag for me because she does not want to give up Garrett. And that's all she's ever known. And she'd have to go back out into the world. I'm sure she has a comfortable life with him if he's very successful in his business, building homes, and they have 2 kids together. I think it would just like tear her world apart. And also, like, to me, girl, if you are that jealous, then polygamy is not for you.
Exactly.
It's crazy. And I think, yeah, Bert does offer that sexy hot tamale mommy vibe. And you're right,
Yep.
she doesn't speak English. I mean, not well, Angela said this. Angela says that she doesn't speak English. So, like, we don't know how Bert feels it. And if she is going to be sassy and more like outspoken than Danielle. I mean, in the beginning, for sure, because she wants to come to America and live that life. But you don't know what it's going to be like after she has her own baby or 2 years into it. Bert
Yep.
might actually like switch up and be who she normally is.
Yep. Because you peep this. Have you noticed like isn't the sisters are supposed to talk to each other? Those sister wives, they supposed to talk to each other. She don't want to have no communication really with Danielle or Leah. Like, why the fact that they both had to leave so he can talk to her? She should be trying to communicate with her sisters because this is who she's gonna be mostly in the house around. I don't think that she's gonna run Danielle off eventually. First it's gonna be Leah. Leah's probably already gone by now. It's
Yeah.
gonna be Leah, then Danielle is gonna have to fend for herself because that's why she wanted Leah to come in because she can't do it by herself, and she trying to really watch Garrett and have Garrett be like have his sex and then come back to her. You know, like she thought Leah was gonna bring that so they can get rid of Roberta. No, that wasn't the case. Like I know he was probably like, oh, he gonna bring this melanated sister over here. Like, you think I want her? Like, no, I want Roberta. He wants this. He wants these. Like, I don't know why they consider women like from different countries like Brazil and like and stuff like that exotic because they hair long. All women are exotic. It's just certain man they look at that and like how Garrett is. He's like, oh, I need a woman probably from like Belize or Mexico or like it's just weird to me that the fact that he's really putting this woman on a pedestal and he don't even know her as long as he been knowing his own wife, well his ex-wife, because after she would have got the after man, if that was me, if I was a woman and he would have had me get divorced him, I'm leaving your ass and I ain't coming back. You ain't finna tell me to go to court and divorce you. It's over.
Yeah. All right, let's jump on to Nick. What do you think about Nick?
Oh yeah, Nick that's a polygamy pimp. That's a polygamy. He's a pimp. Like that's all what it is. Because the reason why I say he's a pimp is because of simple fact is this man literally, yeah, April and Jennifer to both really literally. I don't know how he did it or how he even convinced them to marry each other after he didn't even marry none of these women. If you now think about it, he didn't marry not one of these women. But he was able to get Jennifer, been with her for so long. Then he probably got into Jennifer's ear and told her, hey, it'll be cool if we can get another woman and, help us out with the house. So he just has a mind of a pimp. He was like, she went for it. She fell for it. Okay, I'm gonna look, baby. I'm gonna go find somebody. She went to work, found April. April, she was like, well, April, I want you to meet my husband, Nick. And then bam, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they kicked it off. She was like, he working with some too, and he can help you out when you ain't getting your sexual desires. Nick is the one we gonna go to.
And
And
my
bam,
God, April is the bottom bitch.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
God, April is the helps recruit. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. The stay-at-home philosopher, Angela says, yes. Yeah, it's just interesting to me. Also, someone in the comments just said that that they woke up the next day and that Nick didn't even make her breakfast, that he just got her some juice. And I thought to myself, I was like, juice? He gonna bring a little cup of like some kind of concentrated something. And I said, you didn't even give her some orange juice? You ain't even got, what kind of juice is that? Is that fruit punch? Is that for the boy, the 16-year-old? And so he's like, oh, I really like her. And what's her name? Do you know her name? The 21-year-old, the new girl?
You talking about Danielle? Her name is Danielle too.
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
Danielle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they were trying to figure out whether or not Danielle was truly into this lifestyle, and Danielle is like looking like she's full speed ahead with it after that
Yeah,
one
she
night
is.
with him. She got deed down. Okay, she's never been treated like that. And she came out of that like, whoo, yes, I can do this. I can do this. Oh yeah.
Until it was time to leave, she was looking sad. He was like, I'm gonna miss you. So I'm gonna miss you for sure.
Yeah,
I know you will.
and I'm like, this house is not big enough for the three of these ladies and him. Like, they need to go on ahead and upgrade. Danielle's gonna have to add her income to this, and I need them to like go and build a house somewhere and live their lives.
Exactly.
But yes, I do think theirs is more rooted in the fact that he has a high sex drive. And I think that April probably didn't want to be left out if he were to be dating around. So she's like, you know what, polygamy. Because if you're going to be out with other women, I would like to be privy to it and maybe involved. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got to say about them. What else happened in their segment? I don't remember anything else.
Basically, what that's the only thing what happened in their segment was like she sat there and she immediately came out. He didn't make her no breakfast. I mean, he don't have to do anything. They do everything for him, of course. Now he's really literally about to be a millionaire because he got her hooked. Basically, they were just in the kitchen and she went up in there and she was like, oh, I had so fun. Like they just kept letting us know it. We had sex last night.
Yeah,
we had
sex last night. Such a great time. Yeah, I do. Okay.
It started to become cringy. Like, okay, he's having sex with two other people too in the house. April and Jennifer is getting their part too, Danielle. So you just knew, you just excited. You was embraced. That was cool. They embraced her, And when she left, And the way she said, I'm gonna miss you, it's like he did them all like that. You see what I'm saying? He did them all like that. That's why I say he's gonna be the only one out of all these people. He probably gonna be able to bring in a third of met another wife or fourth and fifth. Because eventually he gonna get tired of just them three. But he need that bed that Shaq got. Because that little ass bed that they got, that it's nasty the fact he went up in there and had sex in the sex room. That's the champagne room. Let's just call it champagne room. No sex in the champagne room, but they do it anyway. But
Yeah, I really do think that. Yeah, I want them to get a bigger house, and I mean, listen, I don't want to be in their business. If they are all having sex together, more power to them. They are adults; they can do what they want to do. It's just interesting to see a polygamous lifestyle, not rooted in religion, but also not rooted in like creating a family. Because you would
mm,
think that Jennifer would be pregnant. You would think that they would be having conversations about Danielle getting pregnant, because that's kind of what I always think of polygamy is like somebody wanting to have a large family with a lot of kids and a lot of
yeah,
hands to help take care of those kids.
yep.
So, I mean, and maybe they just haven't talked about it yet, but I do think that it's an interesting take on polygamy, which is why I think it may not be polygamy. It is, but it's not with the same emphasis
But
with
think
having
about
a
it. Do
family.
you think that he really wants kids? I mean, do you think that any one of them want kids? Like, they already got a boy in the house. I don't think they really want more kids right
It
now because
depends
they're
on if
not
it's all
talking
about
about it.
sex. Like if it's all about sex, and I would say no, that maybe they don't want kids because they want to be able to roam free and do what they want to do
Yeah,
in any parts of the house. But usually polygamy has a root in family and
yeah.
creating progeny. So that's why I
Hmm.
say that. And also like the fact that he doesn't cook or do anything. I mean, at least that we haven't seen. And I don't know why they wouldn't show him cooking or taking care of the son. The only thing they did is like he just stays at home and he's on the internet learning about things like he probably should have learned in high school or college. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me, Gio. I'm gonna move on to the other couples. It's always a pleasure.
Okay.
You
Peace
guys
and
check
love.
out Gio's channel and show him some love. All right,
Yep.
bye, Gio. All right. Okay, you guys. So let's move on. The next couple that we are going to talk about are what did I have in here? We can talk about the Epps. Oh, the Joneses. I don't have a picture of them. Y'all remember fake Johnny Depp, Sidian, and Tasha? We'll get to them later. Let's go with the Joneses because I have their picture up. All right. So we're gonna I mean the Eppses. We're gonna talk about the Epps. The Eppses. The Eppses. All right. So I recently, yesterday, I started following the Epps, and they seem like a pretty cool family. And I love the fact that they are utilizing their notoriety on the show for their good. I think that India has a fashion line, or she's a designer, or something with fashion and clothing. And I enjoyed that portion of it. And I hope that they're taking this fame and doing with it what they will and what they need to do for their family. Okay, so let's jump into them. So we've got India and Taryn talking about Marcus dating another person. So what they're doing is they are going in their fully stocked home bar, and they are setting up a date for Marcus because he is going to meet with him and Taryn's longtime friend, Bina. Bina lives in North Carolina or one of the Carolinas, girl. And Marcus made sure to mention that he flew her in. She got flued in. Okay. She got flued in to Florida to have this date with him. And you guys, when we see that setup for the date, I said, okay, ladies, now let's get information. That was so beautiful. What a beautiful picnic with an umbrella and pillows. Girl, I said, yes. Come through, sister wives. Come through. So they're having a conversation because it is really hard for India in this moment to see Marcus fall in love with someone else. And Taryn has gone through it. So she's trying to work with sis and get India through it. And it's really hard for India. India is like, what are the boundaries? I need rules. Like, I need to know what's going to happen. And Taryn says, it was really hard for me when he brought you into it. But you and him got together at a time when Marcus was losing somebody very near and dear to his heart. And so it was just like it was a different circumstance in which India was brought into the family. And yeah, India's like real territorial, and she says it herself. She's like, I need things. I need to know all the information. And you can date, but like don't date. Which is something that Taryn ends up saying later on in the episode. So he's worried that her territorialness will rear when she sees Marcus falling in love with somebody else. They talk about knowing when it's right to add someone to their family. So yes, they talk about knowing when it's right to add someone to their family. And my biggest question is, how do you know? I don't understand that portion of polygamy. I don't understand how you know. Is it based on finances? Whether or not you can afford it? Yeah, I just don't know how people know when to stop. Like, what does that look like? Because in the Mormon church, and someone said it in the comments section, you're absolutely right. In the Mormon church, the more wives you have, like once you get to heaven or the celestial plane or whatever, you'll be able to like create your own universe. And that's why you have as many wives. I mean, it doesn't say what the wives do, but I imagine the wives believe that if their husband has enough wives and then when they go to heaven and he creates his own universe, that the wives will have some kind of position of power at some point. I said to myself, you know, how deep and rich one's imagination must be to accept a notion such as you will have your own universe to create. And these women are like, yeah, I want my husband to have a big universe so that I can have a position next to him on the throne. And all this washing and birthing that I'm doing right now, I won't have to do that in the afterlife. This whole idea that the afterlife, like you should suffer on earth in order to live happy afterwards, is just so interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Just so interesting. Anywho, so I always wonder that when they say things like that, like we need to know when to make the family bigger, because like, is it because of the kids? Is it because, you know, y'all are tired of seeing the same people? And a lot of times with the polygamous family that I've seen, they are insular. They are very much about the lady's best friends are the sister wives. And they don't really, you know, have community outside of that. Now, I'm not saying this is the Epps. I don't know. I don't know what their polygamy is based in. But I always wonder that when people say like it's time to bring in another one. I'm like, why? So the date was amazing, and we have a segment where Marcus is getting ready to go. I'm like, look at that chain. I really like a gold chain, you know. So he's going to meet Bina, and he picks her up, and she's not what I expected. There was something a little flighty about her. Immediately I was like, Apparently she is a business owner. She has her own salon. She's a stylist, a hairstylist. And she was dressed really cute, and she actually matched the decor. He takes her to the park. They go and sit down, and she's either super nervous or just like real hungry. She goes in on those grapes. And I love the fact that they've known each other for a long time, so that her awkwardness or her just like stuffing food in her mouth while on TV and on camera trying to have a serious conversation with him about possibly joining his family is her just like eating and just like giggling about all the things. And I didn't truly understand her segment. Like, he was very clear with the questions that he was asking and the things that he was requesting. And she was like, yeah, I'll clip my wings. Like, I was like, what is happening? Also, was her boobies out the whole time? Was the titties out? Because the camera, they were very shady with putting that like blur right here. So I was like, why do they have her blurred out? Are we seeing nipples? Is that what's going on? Because I wanted to see the whole outfit, but the way they were making it seem is like it was borderline X-rated. But yeah, she just didn't seem like she would be down with polygamy. But I don't know. Maybe it could just be that she was nervous for the segment. Yeah, it just looks like she's not that, you know. Melody H says Bina looks like she has lived, LOL, and she may just be looking for another experience. You know what? That's what I'm like. To me, she was like, "What y'all doing? Can I just see what y'all doing?" But you're not gonna tell me what to do. But I just want to see what y'all doing. What's happening over here? But apparently Marcus is really attracted to her sexually, and so when he gets home from this date, he asks them, you know, when do you think it would be okay for me to have sex? Like, what are your rules on that? And Taryn was like, you know, you make the choice. And India was like, no sex, none. And then they start talking about like how it doesn't make it, like just the pros and cons of that. Cause he's like, there's no reason to fall in love with somebody and to get, bring them into the house. And then there's no sexual chemistry. And I think that's very true. I think as in with dating, if you're, as long as it's not for religious reasons that you're doing the polygamy, if you're dating somebody, you'd want to know what that swerve is like. And Taryn and Marcus are in agreement on this, and India is not. And that was one of the reasons why they were thinking about having a third wife, was because of the history between Taryn and Marcus. India always feels like, or not always, but can sometimes feel on the outside of things. Like that they are ganging up against her and her voice is not really heard. And I can see that, but then they go and look for Bina, which doesn't actually help because Bina, Taryn, and Marcus have a relationship. So like if they're going to do this, I honestly feel it needs to low-key be India who's like choosing the girl. Or like, and because this is a hard dynamic to navigate, because not only do you have to impress the guy, but you have to impress the girl. And the girl has to be super open to wanting a sister wife to come in the first place, so that when you meet her, she's not already thinking that you're not right for them, that she's open to the fact of having a new best friend or a second best friend. And I'm like, that's why I always tell you guys, I don't know if I could do this. I do think I could, but I don't know. Some of the things, I don't know if I could do it because, listen, I cannot try to get into a relationship with somebody and then have to impress him and then the girl. No. If I'm coming into your family, you're just gonna have to tell that girl that I'm cool and she's gonna have to get with it. Because the truth is that I am cool. And if you don't like me, it's because you're a hater. I mean, I think that's true. I mean, I'm cool. Like as long as I have my own space, as long as you don't try to tell me what to do, we can have conversations. Like I like to have a good time, but I also like to be by myself, So I'm saying I'm cool. And I can get along with everybody as long as you're not a liar or like unreasonable or like have like a bunch of emotional issues that you haven't taken care of. Like then I'm like, it's not for me. It's not for me because I'm totally not in love with you. Like the criteria of being a friend is a little bit different, I think, than a criteria of being in a relationship with somebody for me, because I mean, I guess you enter both of these situations thinking that you're going to be friends with people for a long time. I don't know. Friends to me are different than people I'm dating or in a relationship with. Well, do I really know? I don't really know. I'm super single, guys. I don't really know what it's like to be in a relationship. So like, who am I? I don't know. What am I talking about? I have no idea. Anyways, I just think that there are a lot of problems with that. And I feel for India in the moment because this is a hard thing for her. And then that makes me go, then they are not ready to have a third. They're not ready to have a third wife if one of the wives is like still trying to control and hold on to the situation. But yeah, Bina was weird. It was weird. And I was like, you like this person? So then I had to go, okay, so what it is that I'm seeing a side of Bina that's not who she is when she's not on camera under a microscope. Crystal, just be the first wife, then they impress you. Oh, yes. That's a good idea. I would have to be the first wife or I would have to be the last wife. And the first wife would have to be so much older than me that she doesn't care. But here's the truth. I'm a dominant character too. Like I'm a dominant energy. So if I feel like if I'm not going to be in a space with other dominant people, I'm going to run over whoever isn't, and not on purpose, on accident. So I don't put me in there with Danielle because I'm going to be like, girl, what are you talking about? Because I feel like if Danielle wanted to challenge me, Danielle Merrifield, if Danielle wanted to challenge me, I think that she would try and I wouldn't recognize it as a challenge or a request. And I would just be like a gnat, like a fly, like, get out of here, girl. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. This is what we're doing. Like, this would be so much better. No, your opinion, look at, no, I'm sorry. No. I don't need to fast and pray to know what I want. You know what I'm saying? Dragonfly says, seems like the couple that enters the lifestyle has to be very solid, yet none of these couples appear to have cracks in their relationship. Otherwise, the wives wouldn't be walking on eggshells. Yet none of these couples appear to be having cracks in their relationships. Otherwise, I don't quite understand what you mean, but that's not you, it's me. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I mean, they're all with cracks in their relationships, and bringing someone extra isn't going to help. I agree. I agree. Thank you, Lynn J. You guys go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Yay. Oh, this is my other channel. You can subscribe to my journey. Oh my God, my journey. I got to do videos on that. Okay. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I have all this time off. I have to do that. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about them. Let's move on to the Joneses. So we've got, I don't have a picture of them, Sidian and Tasha. Sidian and Tasha had a hard go at it last season. They were living in Boise, I believe, and their lifestyle was not accepted. So they ended up moving to Oregon because their daughter, one of their children came out as trans. And they are now, sorry, I am effing up these pronouns and I just feel so terrible for it. The child is now named Liam, and they moved to a place that is friendlier to their lifestyle and to Liam's change. And I'm happy for them in that respect. He has 3 kids. And it's the 10-year-old, the middle one, that didn't come with them. So I don't know if all 3 kids are from the ex-wife who defected. And so she's like, leave me one of my babies. And the other 2 just chose to go to Oregon. But not sure what that dynamic is. They are talking to a girl named Ariel from the Philippines. And Ariel is somebody that Tasha had known and has gone to the Philippines to hang out with prior to her joining Sidian and his family. I have a question, though. Not a question. I have a statement. I don't like it because Sidian is like, oh, Ariel's beautiful. She's a beauty pageant. She has a great body. I hate it when men comment on a woman's body. Even though I know it happens and I know it does, but I'm like, how does Tasha feel about that? Because Tasha does not have the same body that Ariel has. Like, so it just is weird to me. And it feels to me like, I guess I'm just not attracted to Sidian, and there's not a lot of men that I'm not like, and not that I'm attracted to them, but I guess I tend to be like, somebody wants that. I don't have that with Sidian. I want Sidian to wash himself. There's something about him that makes me go, oh no, I don't want it. No, it can't be good. I don't want it. Maybe it's just not coming through on camera, and he's not charismatic enough for the cameras. But it's not giving what it needs to give. And so I am just like, are you excited because you're actually going to get somebody that has a body like that? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And maybe I'm reading too much into it. And maybe it's just because I'm not attracted to the city and I'm annoyed by it. You know me, I'm always just like, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I can't give it with Sidian because he feels a little fake to me. Feels like fake rocker, just feels fake. Anyways, so Tasha is really pushing for another wife because she really enjoys the lifestyle. And they are worried that Ariel is going to get tired of dating them because they can't go and visit her. They said that they've tried to go and see her twice, but it's failed. And I'm like, is it because you were trying to go during the pandemic? And the Philippines was like, no thanks to the Americans? How did you get like halfway there and then you like stopped in like what? I don't know, Europe, and then you had to turn back home? Like, what happened? Why was it so hard to get to the Philippines? And so they're just worried that she's going to grow weary of online dating and then just move on. And I'm like, why? I think when you really like somebody and you really like something, like people stay in online relationships for years and years, as we see for 90 Day Fiance. Also, like, are you stopping Ariel from dating other people in her hometown? Another thing is that Ariel is apparently very conservative and she comes from a conservative family. So they're worried that when they find out or if it gets too sticky, that Ariel will just kind of walk away from them because of the familial pressure or not wanting to be disowned by her family, which is all very reasonable. So far, the Joneses turned out to be the most boring, but I'm just always interested in like Tasha because she's interesting, but I don't understand her attraction to Sidian. Summer Dragonfly says, yeah, but these men are looking for an upgrade wife, younger, better body, more exotic. That's the way it feels. And I don't like that. And that's one thing I think Nick has over all of them. To me, Nick is not like, Nick is just, he likes all women. You know what I'm saying? Like, because his first wife looks more like the third wife than the second wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's the only person who I'm just like, he's like probably more into like different, all things different. But definitely Garrick feels like he wants to upgrade. And I don't think that Marcus has any need to upgrade. His wives are all the same bomb ass. Like they're like, none of them are, they're all the same awesome, beautiful Black women. You know what I'm saying? They're on the same level. So it doesn't feel like that at all. And Bina would fit into that as well. So yeah. I think that's it, guys. We're approaching an hour, and that is all that I have to say about Seeking Sister Wife. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will be talking the family Chantel tomorrow. I was going to try to do it later on today, like maybe keep this face on it. Maybe I'll do it later on today. I don't know. Stay tuned for the family Chantel, okay? If you guys would like to give your girl a tip, you could do so. The things down below. Let's see if anybody did it this time. Then I missed it. I hope I didn't. Good. We're good. All right. So y'all have a fantastic week, and I will see you when we talk about the family Chantel. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Thank you so much to my guests, Angela and Gio. Check out Gio, you guys. All right. Bye.